thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. I need to emphasize on thousands of dollars. I wouldn't trust this man.
Cheers. Okay, I have the juiciest podcast.
And we haven't talked about it yet.
We have not talked about this, and most of it happened, a lot of it came out today, and it's a Tuesday. We were not planning on filming, and I was like, Sky, I need you to come over because I need to tell you about what's happening right now, and I've been holding it in, and it's impossible for me to hold things in.
Oh, I know. That's why we're like, okay, we have to film tonight.
We have to film tonight, or I'm just going to end up texting her, calling her about it.
Yeah.
Okay, so, and I'm going to use names because I don't freaking care. This guy deserves to be arrested, okay? This man weaseled his way into my family, into my dad's company, into my aunt's life, scammed out of thousands and thousands of dollars, not only my family, but somebody else, and that we'll get to. But to start this off...
We should start from the beginning. I kind of know the beginning parts because this man has been in their family for a couple of months now, and obviously, like, I'm part of her family in a way, so I obviously know about him. And like the weird things that he's done and such, but I don't know anything further. Like what happened today, like she was literally at her family's house being like, we're here, we're talking about it, I can't wait to talk to you. And I'm like,
I know, okay, Sky, I need to tell you about this now. And she's like, wait till the podcast. I'm like, don't say anything. Like, then you're coming over tonight because, okay. This man's name is Justin Bowman, and I don't care. We can out this fucking motherfucker. I don't ever swear either, but I'm gonna fucking swear I know. This guy, like I said, he deserves. He's fucking 6'5", 580 pounds, but he deserves to be freaking thrown on the ground and arrested and put in a cell. But
let's big man.
Let's start this off. So first things first, he is a technical. He basically is a tech guy. He works for these big corporate technical companies. Is what he claims. Okay, is it true? I don't think so, but we'll get into that.
He also seemed like what Alex has said before. He seems like an impulsive liar.
He is for sure, okay, like a compulsive liar. So basically, him and my aunt is about 37, like turning 37. They met on, I want to say like a Tinder or like Plenty of Fish, like a dating app, okay? This man, they just start bantering. They're both into the similar things, like video games, anime, all this stuff, right? They connect. He tells this story about how his ex, he was just married about a couple years ago or a year ago, and his ex is taking him for credit. Basically, she racked up all of his credit cards up to $100,000 plus in debt. Now that's a lot of freaking money. And that he was opening up to Kim about it, saying like, oh, I can't have credit cards, which sucks, my credit's fucked, and all this stuff because obviously his credit cards are racked up. He's a 35-year-old man, 36, if even that is true, okay? That's how crazy this whole story is. He and my aunt go on like a date. I don't even know how they went on their first date because he lived in Vancouver, we live on the Vancouver Island. And within, I would say probably 3 months of them dating, they move in together. Also very weird for grown adults to move in together that fast.
So soon.
Even
like I wouldn't even do that. Like 3 months?
No. Like me and my boyfriend, I thought moved in fast together. We were dating over a year, and yeah. So 3 months is freaking insane, especially considering his debt history, all this stuff, right? But he always had. It was always like, I'm staying over. I have a place in Vancouver and I have an apartment in Victoria. So I'm like, my brain is like, oh, how does he have a place in Vancouver and in Victoria, which is like the most expensive
and
places.
Like Victoria is like 40 minutes away from us, so I'm like, why don't you ever go to your house?
Yeah, why isn't Kim staying with you like ever? Why are you guys always at Kim's house? That's a little weird. First red flag, okay, minus the ex-girlfriend with the credit cards, whatever, or ex-wife. Other thing, he doesn't have a single thing posted on social media other than every few months it's, I just had medical surgery, or I just lost my job, or, you know, like it's always
weird.
Something extravagant.
Yeah.
Which is just bananas.
Yeah.
And I'm a detective. I'm a fucking stalker. I don't care. If you're coming into my life and you're doing weird stuff, I will.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna detective your ass. And I'm seeing that nothing it just seems to, like, the first time I ever met him, and I told you about this, like, I don't know, like 8 months ago or whatever, he was over at my grandparents' house visiting. And he's like, oh, I'm very smart. I'm a technical, I don't even know what the word is. I work for these big corporate companies and I have 100,000 plus in my bank account and very show. But using my aunt's credit cards to buy things and extravagant things, like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But before even this happens, he is, like I said, visiting my Aunt Kim, but he never seems to leave. He has a Tesla on order that is just stuck, and there's no way of this Tesla still hasn't shown up, but he owns this Tesla that he then sells privately, and then he owns this, he owns that. He orders her a laptop that never shows up, and orders her a laptop with her credit card, but he's gonna pay her back because he has pictures of his bank statements and just crazy stuff. Again, they've been dating for 3 months at this point. But like, can you just 3 months? 3 months, like some people don't even have sex in 3 months, okay? 3 months.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like 3 months.
Yeah.
He is now, they've decided to move in together because he's there all the time anyways.
Mm-hmm.
He got a job now in Victoria, not Vancouver, which fucking didn't have a job there anyways, from my knowledge anyways.
Wasn't there something about his uncle keeping his stuff?
His uncle was
something.
holding his stuff and was going to send it over from Vancouver. But his
If
stuff
he like
never shows.
paid a certain amount of money or something? Because he
There was always...
rent? But it's like if you have so much money and you're buying all these things,
And you own this
why
many
do you owe
properties.
rent? Like, what do you mean? Why won't that doesn't add up?
Like, nothing about him was adding up. And the only thing that's actually true is he is fairly smart with technology, okay? When you Google somebody, if you Google Alexandra Nicole Rose Peters, I'm not the fucking first Alexandra Nicole Rose Peters going to come up. Neither is Sky, right? Like, that's just, it's not going to happen. There's a million people in the world, like billions and billions of people in the world. If you Google Justin Bowman, not even a middle name, he's the first person that shows up. So I dare you guys to go look him up and do something because the police won't do anything, which is a whole other story. There's so much that I need to kind of like unravel here, so I just try to direct it.
Mm-hmm.
The main thing is, my dad owns a fencing company. Now this company, it's a successful company. It's been running for what, like 8 years, 7
Yeah,
years?
something like that.
Yeah.
A good amount of years.
It's like a small, big company. It's not huge. It's not like a, you know what I mean?
Not like a huge corporation, but it's doing pretty well for itself.
Yeah. But the problem is, we're on a little island. There's only so much work. So my dad's website wasn't getting a lot of traction.
Mm-hmm.
So he tells my dad, like, hey, I know how to get you on QuickBooks, and I know how to basically boost your website. Basically, as I stated, when you Google him, he's the first person that shows up. Weird.
Mm-hmm.
But he's technical. Maybe that's just whatever, he wants to be the first person who shows up, whatever.
Yeah, I know that you can like do something.
You can do that,
You can
yeah.
do something like on technically like on websites and such to make yourself first come up when you get looked up
Mhm.
and such.
So he invests himself into my dad's company. Again, he tries to promote the webpage and he says that I can do X.
Mhm.
So he does it. He switches everything over to QuickBooks. QuickBooks is a very smart website because it's really easy to use.
Mhm.
And the thing is that my sister is the bookkeeper. He sends invoices into my sister. They start off with like $1,000 for Justin Bowman Tech, whatever.
Mhm.
And then a few days later, he helps with something else, again, very small. And he charges $3,000.
Yeah.
And this amount, over the course of 1 month, is so crazy that it's up to like, close to like $8,000.
Mhm.
And my dad and everybody is just trying to give him the benefit of the doubt. Again, him and Kim are just starting, him and my aunt have just started this really fresh, exciting relationship. She's, again,
Really
30
happy, probably.
Yeah, and she's 37. She feels like she's dated so many, and this guy, he's doing nice things. He's buying her things. He's doing things. They're going on dates.
Mhm.
Why we don't really have reason to believe at this point that it's fully malicious. We're like, okay, my dad Googles like how much would it cost to have like somebody do security or tech for your thing. It's expensive. We've always stood by family and friends you help for free.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean that he shouldn't have got anything for the hour of work that he put in.
Mhm.
And I emphasize on the freaking hour. An hour and make $8,000. Please sign me up. I would love
Yeah,
that.
right?
My dad again pays it. This is the first red flag for me. The major red flag for me.
Yeah, because like before it was a little fishy, but you have to give them the benefit of the doubt because you
Yeah.
never know.
And he is doing work.
Yeah.
And I'm not familiar with that kind of work.
No.
My sister though, and me have a suspicion, so we look into my dad's books, not that we showed that. We look at my dad's books and we can see all these separate things that he's charging money for. When you send somebody like, pay me for this, you have to kind of explain what you're paying for. It never does.
Yeah.
It just says Justin Bowman X, right?
Mm-hmm.
My dad just pays it. It's just automatic. You just pay the money, whatever, right? And again, I bring it up to my dad, and my dad just kind of, again, playing it down, so whatever, push it aside. We don't find out one of the major things until we go on vacation. We're planning to go on this big family vacation. He was not originally invited on. I just want to emphasize on that. But my aunt is our family. Again, and I'm not saying anything bad about appearance, but he is almost 600 pounds, 6'5" guy. He's been in and out of hospitals. He's on like medical, but he's constantly saying that he's in and out of these jobs, these big paying jobs, always on benefits. I think that he was just collecting disability or medical and scamming people out of tons of money.
Mm-hmm.
But he is using Kim's credit cards because remember, his ex-wife has racked up all these freaking credit cards. So he's using Kim's for everything. My aunt's for everything. Using her credit cards for everything, to pay for everything. But he's taking pictures of his bank account saying like, oh, I'm getting paid this, I will send you this. The money never shows up. He always has an excuse for it. He calls her credit card company before our trip and asks to get a extension on her line of credit.
Wow.
And
See, that's
then-
why I'm like, did she even know about that?
She didn't until the bank had to call her personally and like, hi, like we've noticed that you've had your credit cards have been going up a lot. And we've also noticed that you've asked for an extension on your credit card. Is it possible that it's fraud? And then she's like, do not extend the limit. She calls him and is like, what the frick is going on?
Yeah.
And he again, sob story, sob story, sob story. I have the money, I have the money. She doesn't extend it. This is the only like,
That's good.
yeah, but then she finds out on this trip that he, instead of extending it, used the same account but put it under his name and took out another Visa card with all of her bank information under his name.
Oh my. Oh my.
Yeah. So on vacation, we find out that this card is now up to like $20,000. $20,000. That's half of what some people make in
Yeah.
BC in a year.
Yeah.
That's an insane amount
That's
of
a
money.
lot.
And even on small payments, it's like impossible to do.
Mhm.
But we're on vacation, and our freaking whole vacation is based around this freaking asshole-ish, dickish,
Guy.
freaking annoying guy. On vacation, we are struggling. He's, like I said, a very big man. He cannot fit on buses. He can't fit on any of this. But he decides, how do you guys feel about a limo picking us up? You just claimed that you don't have money, you don't have access, and we just found out that Kim's credit card's racked up. What do you mean you want to order a freaking limo? And we're all like, why do we want to go in a limo when it's like 5 in the morning, we're all in our freaking sweatpants
Yeah.
and gross stuff? No, we all just say no.
Yeah.
So we all just catch an Uber. But as we're in the airport, and we're kind of finding out, Kim's acting a little weird, like something's up, right? We're like, well, what's going on? So my grandparents dig and they find out that, holy crap, he spent X on our cards and he's asked for lines extra extensions on credits
Yeah.
and all this stuff. When we're traveling, he always does this thing though where it's like, poor me, I can't afford this, we can't afford this, or he's like, I can't afford it, but my credit cards are racked up for my ex-wife and you won't let me spend money. You know, I have,
What?
Yeah.
That makes no sense.
it's manipulation.
It
It's like-
is.
and saying that he has this special thing on his freaking airplane thing that allows him, like, I can't remember what it's called right now, like X, I don't know, where it allows you to like bypass things.
Mhm.
He does not have it. He orders multiple different tickets on this airplane because, like I said, he's a big guy, he can't fit in the seats.
Mhm.
And he books the wrong tickets. So he orders more tickets. Do you know how freaking expensive it is to fly from Vancouver Island to anywhere?
Yeah.
It's so expensive.
Yeah.
So already it's like now $8,000 just in plane tickets. Do the math here, we're over $20,000 already. And he, in the airport, again, he can't, like we're all having to like kind of stay behind so he can get to places because he can't move very quickly. And he's very manipulative, he makes you feel sorry for him.
Mhm.
He always has an excuse for everything to why things are happening. Once we get onto our actual vacation is when like the big kicker where we find out everything that's going on because like she opens up about the ticket, she opens up about this. So then all of us, like, I got a little tipsy and I confront him and like, look, I'm 23, you're 36. I wouldn't even spend this kind of money. Like, why are you doing this
Yeah.
kind of thing? And then he's like, oh, I have the money, I have all these, like, I have this amazing job that has all these benefits, and I'm literally sending her the money. It's just because I don't have service right now, I can't. And
Yeah.
we're like,
Which
okay.
that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, and we're on a Royal Caribbean ship, meaning that Jamie Oliver's, which is like an Italian restaurant, isn't
Yeah.
included.
Mhm.
He goes and like goes there and orders Jamie Oliver's, but then my granddad pays for it because he knows that they're struggling. But the
But
big,
why are they struggling if
Yeah.
he says he has all
All
this
this
money,
money.
but he just can't access it right now?
see, nothing's added.
That just doesn't make sense.
And the biggest one that was like the most disrespect as a grown man, in my opinion, you should be embarrassed about, is he's claiming that he has all this money, and this is actually before the cruise, and I need to put this in there because this is the biggest thing that pissed me off on the trip. Like I said, I'm 23, my boyfriend is 23. We have a huge age gap between him and my aunt.
Yep.
We are saying we'll do anything because we're going to pay for our own Uber to get from the airport to the B&B as we're adults. He wants to try to cling on to me and my boyfriend because he doesn't have the money to pay for this Uber because it goes on a credit card, and he wants me to pay for it, for him to come with us to get to this B&B before the cruise, okay? We're staying at this B&B for a couple days. We're like, no, we've already made plans to go with my dad and my dad's girlfriend. So I was like, we can't fit, unfortunately, you and my aunt in this Uber. So we're like, sorry, like we literally can't. We've already made these plans, and honestly, at this point, I was already fed up with him. I'm like,
Yeah,
I don't want to pay
exactly.
for you when I already know what you've done to Kim. Like,
Yeah.
so then my grandparents, which is my aunt's parents,
Yeah.
pay for his freaking bill on an Uber because he can't fit in a regular Uber. He has to go into like an extra large Uber, which is extra expensive, and pays for his freaking Uber. Like,
Yeah. I just.
and do you know what he does? Again, he's claiming this whole time at the airport, I don't have money because my credit card's maxed up and I don't have service here and I can't pay for this, so my grandparents pay for his Uber. We get to this B&B. We're all at the pool, we're having some drinks, we're like chilling. Freaking DoorDash or whatever it's called there, Uber Eats, whatever it's called there.
Something like that.
Something,
Like
some food delivery service.
Yeah.
Brings probably like $100 of American food, fast food, to the restaurant, addressed to Justin Bowman. You couldn't pay for your Uber,
own cab or own Uber.
but you can pay for your own food that you don't need.
Yeah.
And I'm not fat shaming here, he's just an asshole, okay? You can't pay for your own Uber, but you can pay for your own food before you even pay my grandparents who are in their late 60s back.
Yeah.
That is insane.
That is just not right.
No. So that whole
Like it's one thing being like for your granddad's sake being like, okay, like we're all going here, we're all on a trip, I'm gonna help you out, like it's fine, like whatever. But then getting slapped in the face, being like, I just paid for this and you're ordering other shit.
and not even for everyone.
Yeah,
For yourself.
No, it's not like he is a freaking in his 20s and he like
It's because-
has just a little bit of money to spend on like food here and there and you're just helping him out. It's
Yeah.
like he's in his 30s and he's complaining he has all these freaking money and then you're helping him out because you're like, oh, you're struggling, but then he pays all for the
That to me, that was like the kicker of my like hatred.
Yeah.
And hate is a strong word, but I didn't hate him then, I hate him now. I'm not a very controversial person, even though I was like really annoyed in that moment. I didn't say anything. I said that to my grandparents. I'm like, why'd you guys pay for his Uber? You know? Doesn't make sense. We go on this cruise and now all of these actions are all landing on this freaking one vacation we planned for a year. And it's all like, oh my god. So me and my other aunt, that is married to my uncle, we're like talking and we're like we breathe him out. We're like, dude, what the frick are you doing?
Yeah.
The next day, Kim, my aunt, tells us that he was trying to order I don't even know what the proper word is, but like a bungalow. I don't think it's the wrong word. Like, basically a area where there's a thing that covers you and it's private, but you get drinks and stuff.
So like a private canopy kind of thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
That's $500 American on her fucking visa. And he's trying to order this after he then apologizes and says, yeah, you're right, like I need to start being better with this, I'm paying too much money. And the next day we find out Kim doesn't allow it. She also can't afford it at this
yeah,
point.
no.
So anyways, vacation, completely flipped upside down because of him. He's now not only affected my dad's company, who has also put himself down as like technical or admin advisor under his thing, who has all of his passcodes and everything. He's a tech guy, like an actual tech person. For all we know, he still has access to these things. He's my dad's business. So bad. Who is now screwed over my aunt. My grandparents have also paid a lot of things other than this stuff for him. Like, he owes them a lot of money.
Yeah.
We get back. We finally like, okay, he must get the hint now. Like, we bring him out, we've done our job. Kim's our family, we love her. We're gonna do our best to try to accept him and make things better, right? So things we thought were fine, they've been a lot better. They buy a fucking dog. This would be like right before the cruise, actually. But
Buy a
they
puppy.
buy a fucking puppy. He decides that they need a puppy together. He's now in 3 months moved in with her. Within 6 months, they own a dog, Jenny. She's super cute.
Who the fuck? Okay, one question. Who the fuck names their dog Jenny?
It's Genesis, but they call her Jenny. But I'm like, okay. Yeah.
Sorry, it's just not a.
And now there's this sweet lady across the street, and I'm not going to use names for her at all because she does not deserve to be brought into this.
Oh, no.
But sweet lady that lives across my family's house, like from like my grandparents and my dad live beside each other. She lives
Yeah,
across.
and she's
the road.
lived there from like the moment that you guys.
Yeah, she's
have
lived there for a
moved
long time.
there. Like,
she
you
has
know.
a very successful company. Her daughter had died of cancer. I believe it was cancer, like a few years, whatever, number of years ago now.
Yeah.
Not that long ago, but still a while ago.
Yeah.
Who Justin becomes friends with. Justin and Kim, my aunt, become friends with her. She watches their dog for them on vacation. Justin and her FaceTime each other because their dog's always over there. It's a very like her other kid is involved, and the dog loves the dog, and he just drops the dog off though, and like never says when he's gonna pick it up. Like, kind of weird things still, right? But they're FaceTiming on vacation. Jenny's there. We're on the cruise.
And she's a nice lady where she just kind of,
Yeah.
where she kind of just like, okay, I guess it's okay.
Yeah, she's the type
You
of
know?
lady that makes like tons of food for like food banks and like brings them
Yeah.
and like doesn't expect anything else.
Mm-hmm.
And has this like again like a pretty successful child's business, I was gonna
Yeah.
say. And I'm not gonna jump right into the really bad stuff yet because I still have more. But yeah, anyways, she goes as far as saying that they're one of her really good friends is him, because they talk. They're like, it's nothing romantic. It's literally just like puppy. They hang out.
like she's just a really nice lady. She loves helping the community. She loves helping people out.
Yeah.
She's very nice. She's very sweet. She will literally talk to a stranger for hours if
She
if
comes over
if
like
the
talks to my
stranger
grandma.
talked to her, she'll talk to them kind of person. And like it's not like she's the type, like, he drops the dog off and then she's kind of like, okay, I guess. Like, I'm not going to say no because I'm helping you out. But it is a little kind of like, it's not right. It's not right to
No.
abuse it.
It's like, why am I watching
she's
your
watching
dog?
her dog, which is nice, but he's abusing that she will kind of thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But she decides that, well, he says, can you watch my dog on vacation? She's not going to say no to the person. Watch the dog on vacation. We get back from vacation. Basically, we find out that he's taken multiple credit cards now out in Kim's name. He has access to all of my dad's business accounts. He is always just requesting money. He always wants to know where my aunt is at all times. He doesn't want his picture taken, which again, I'm not being an asshole, but he's about probably around close to 600 pounds. He's just gone through medical surgeries. He's gone a lot of things to get things
And,
taken
like,
away.
If you don't want your picture taken,
No,
sure,
it's not that
whatever.
weird, right? Until you Google him and you
But-
can't find a single picture of him anywhere.
That's true.
That's
Except
a
for
little-
his Facebook. He doesn't
Except for
picture.
his Facebook with one picture.
Yeah, and like I don't know. I feel like it's a different thing. Also, like if someone doesn't want their photo taken, but if you're in like the background of someone else getting their photo taken, it's different. You're kind of like, oh, you could just like move out of the way. But if you book list, hey, I don't want to be in the photo. It's like, oh,
Yeah,
sorry, like didn't really was paying
and that's
attention
kind of
that
how
you're
it
there.
was. It was just a little strange. And sorry, my cat's
It's
doing weird
okay.
things. And he started, and there's other weird things, like for example, on vacation. People are on vacation. We're staying up till 2 in the morning. We're waking up at like 9 sometimes later, sometimes earlier. He's calling us all at 5 in the morning every single day, waking us all up every single day.
5 in the morning is
5
excessive.
a.m.
Especially on a cruise because you're staying up so late.
Yeah.
Like the early, like me and you like to wake up early when we go on vacation.
Yeah.
But like 5 is excessive.
Yeah.
Like normally when we go on vacation, the earliest we wake up it's like 8.
Yeah, because you're up late, you're drinking,
Yeah.
you just want to
But
relax.
then when you want to get up, yeah, I understand you want to get up early because you want to enjoy everything because you're only there for so amount of time. But that's excessive,
Yeah.
especially every day.
It's like everything he did was obsessive and
Mhm.
weird. And like I said, the Tesla that never showed up. His
Mhm.
uncle that Kim, my aunt, did meet,
Mhm.
but I feel like he might be in on it. Every single thing. When you try to look at past history, he had an ex-wife. There's no picture anywhere. I know when I break up with somebody, you delete pictures.
Yes, totally.
But if you Google the woman, can't find her,
Which is weird.
which
Like-
is weird. His family wants nothing to do with him. He said that him and his family basically just, they weren't great parents, they didn't have a great relationship, nothing worked out. You know,
And then, like with his behavior and like things you're like, I wonder why. Like
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like it starts making you think. It's not just like he's putting in your head, oh, they just weren't great parents and they're
Yeah.
not around. It's more like, okay, well you do this shit and I have like suspicions about you.
yeah.
So there's probably a reason your parents don't want you around.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? So
And then
it's
it's
like your
like
brain
they
starts
start-
going. You're like, wait.
And then you start to feel like the asshole because there was a point where I'm like, oh my god, like I'm digging into this guy who's just clearly just unfortunately a guy who needs medical attention. He's gone for many surgeries. He's always in and out of jobs. He loves my aunt. All this stuff, and I just felt like an asshole because I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, like I'm clearly just being a dick. I need to lay off, right? Go with your gut. That's all I gotta say. Sometimes your gut's telling you something for a reason. One of the big kickers, again, like you ask him about his family and he never really tells you their names or their history or where they grew up. We know he grew up in Toronto. You Google Toronto scammer and you can find things that sound like it's about him, but his name's never there. He's a tech guy. He hides things, okay? I'm just gonna hit right to the punchline. Poor sweet Brooke, my grandparents, my nanny and my auntie Kim decide. My nanny and my auntie Kim decided that, well, my nanny has like a girls' day planned, so she's gonna go get her hair done. Her and my aunt are gonna go and get pedicures and their nails done this morning.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, they look out their rearview mirror, and the girl from across the street, again, sweet, 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 amazing lady, starts walking towards the vehicle, waving them down, doing this. Kim, my aunt, like rolls down her window and was like, "What's going on? What's going on?" Your boyfriend just admitted to scamming me out of thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. I need to emphasize on thousands of dollars. This is the punchline that I need to tell you. Anyways, thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. My nanny's like, what do you mean? Like, what is happening? He's downstairs in the house in the basement because they live in the basement suite, right? So my nanny's like, okay, you need to like come into the house. We'll talk about this. They go into my grandparents' house, and the girl from across the street then goes to show them bank statements of checks and stuff that have been bouncing from her account because he decided before this vacation that my family went on that he was going to redesign her webpage for her business.
Okay.
Where he had shut down her business. So she has not been having business since, April? Beginning of April? She has not had a single thing since March or April. He convinced her to sell 50% of her company's inventory because his corporate company was going to replace her inventory with new material for her to rent out that she had already had ads up because he sent her pictures of everything for people to rent that nobody has been able to rent because the stuff doesn't exist.
Oh my.
And by thousands of dollars, I'm going to start with the first one. $13,000 was the first payment.
Okay.
Again, companies shut down. This girl's
Yeah.
watching his dog on
Yeah.
vacation,
Yeah.
watching his house. He went to hospital. She brings him cooked brownies, cooked freaking casserole. Like, they're friends. They
Yeah.
FaceTime. They're like friends, okay?
Mhm.
Convinces her. He shuts down her company, saying that he's going to create a better company for her. So that, like, web page, not company, web page, okay? Where she's going to get more business.
Okay. Yeah.
She doesn't have access to her company anymore. She tried to access it. He wrote her a check.
So he pretty much took everything, like.
To sum it up, yeah, took everything.
So from her, like, pretty much, like, gave her, like, so she gave him all the information for her own company.
Yeah.
So he can help her with, like,
promoting it.
promoting it, help her with probably what your dad's.
Yeah,
what
get
he-
more views.
Get more views and such of what your dad's doing, but also help with, like, the payments of things. So also getting the bank stuff. So that's how he took all that because she's giving him the bank stuff because he's starting to work with it because what he did with your dad kind of
So basically, but he convinces her to base. I don't know all of it because I'm hearing this from my family, right?
Yes.
But I unheard. But he basically, the first thing was, if you pay me $8,000, I'm gonna redesign your web. I'm gonna get you tons and tons of this. I'm gonna tell you this. Again, he's every time you Google him, it's like, I went to this college, I went for this, I went for this, I'm an expert in this, I have X amount of money, I have this, this, and this, right? No reason to not really believe him.
Yeah.
And they've been talking for probably 8 months. So they've
Yeah.
been friends. It's a long time.
Yeah.
They talk every day. She watches his dog. It seems like a very friendship. She brings him food. He had surgery recently. I want to emphasize on recently for the next part of the story. So first thing, $8,000. We go on the trip. Nobody knows about this.
Okay.
He never does it. He never redesigns his webpage. He never promotes her webpage.
Okay.
But all of this new material, and I'm just going to say is bouncy castles because it's important for this part. All these bouncy castles that are supposed to go out for rent are now stuck at border control. Oh my God! You need to pay $5,000 or $2,000, whatever the price was, to now get these bouncies through border. So from America to Canada. She's like, oh, okay. $2,000, $3,000, whatever the price was.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! Few days later, she's like, well, where are they? They're still not here. Oh, actually, you need to send me $5,000 for a trucking company to ship them to us for the rest of the way.
God.
She's like, okay, sends him $5,000. He then convinces her, okay, well, I'm going to send you a check because we've had some business coming in. She goes to her bank to deposit this check. Check was, let's just say, $40,000.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Oh my God, and the check bounces.
Check bounces, but the thing is, once you deposit a check, you don't know sometimes right away if it bounces.
No.
She goes to go use that towards something for her business. It bounces, but now it looks like she's the one causing fraud.
Yes.
So he's like, oh, like, I don't know why it bounced. Oops.
Yeah.
Bouncy castles aren't here. No rentals. No company that she's worked since her daughter passed on building this freaking company. Who's the sweetest lady possible, who he racked up, that I know of, around $23,000 in the end,
Oh my God.
if not more. I think it's closer to 40. Now her bank account is shut down, like completely on lock. She comes over to my family's house, bawling her eyes out, of like, cause she's close to my grandparents, kind of,
Oh,
like
yeah.
especially my granddad.
Well, like, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, they
And
know
she's
each other.
trying to tell them what's happening. My granddad, livid as short British man.
Oh,
okay?
yeah.
Imagine a short British man screaming at you, but he's gonna fucking kill the 6'5", 400-pound man.
Yeah.
He goes over there and he's just screaming at him. He's butt ass naked, by the way, with a blanket over him.
Ew. Ew.
Yeah.
Like
ew.
a 600-pound guy
Who just
Ew.
had surgery. He just came out of hospital too, and this is why like my aunt and a lot of my family was feeling bad for him because he literally just came out of surgery
Okay.
and went to the hospital
Yeah.
the other day. And this poor lady brought him food to the hospital not even 3 days ago. Last night cooked him dinner to wake up this morning, today, to find out that he scammed her out of X amount of money. And the only reason she found out is because not one, but 2 major checks bounced. Nothing showed up for her equipment.
Oh my God.
And she can't make her mortgage. She can't make her
No.
rent.
No.
She can't pay everything.
And this
is bounced.
poor lady has had X amount of things happen to her
And her
in
daughter
her life.
and her other daughter almost died last week,
What?
and he knew that.
I didn't know that. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
Yeah. So I'm like, oh my fucking.
Oh.
Do you not have morals? It's one thing to
No.
steal from a regular person. It's another to steal from somebody who's had so much shit happen to them. Another to steal a family that's housing you. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So what did your family do next?
My granddad goes over there in fucking full rage, short fucking British man, screaming the crap down at him. And you know, he doesn't even say anything, just staring. I fucked up, is what he says. Kim's bawling her eyes out. She's kicking him out. Everyone telling him to get the fuck out of the house. He's also can't really move. He just had surgery. He's a huge man, right? And it's just, this went on for probably 3 hours. I'm interrogating him, calling him. She called the police. The police showed up at the house. That happened today.
Okay.
Police basically say that there's nothing that they can do unless she gets lawyers involved because there is fraudulent checks out in his name and fraudulent this, fraudulent that. But because it was like when you ask somebody for money or you ask somebody to do something and they
Yeah.
willingly do it,
Yeah.
it's harder to get
Legal.
especially in Canada. Canada's fucked. The legal system is fucked.
Okay.
And the police show up. My dad's talking to the police forever. My dad comes over. He's screaming at him. He took everything he said not to punch him in the face because like how mad would you be?
Oh, I bet.
And every single thing that he owns is in my aunt's name. And not only does he have close to $40,000 there, probably close to $30,000 with the girl across the street, probably close to, we already know $10,000 originally with my dad's company, which again, whatever, maybe that was okay, whatever. And then X amount with my grandparents. You know what I mean? There's tons of money everywhere, and this is just the stuff we know about. Now, Kim has to go in to see it because there's multiple different things taking out her name now that she didn't even know about.
Yeah.
Police basically said there's nothing to do. My grandparents and my dad and everyone kick him out of the house, pack up all his stuff where he's taking every technology that's under her name. She tries to take the phone plan that's under her name, new phone plan. She has 2 phones in her name. My dad says, you're not fucking taking that phone, you're wiping it. So he makes him wipe the phone. Kim keeps the phone, takes everything. My grandparents, instead of just kicking him out, what I would have done is thrown all this crap on the front lawn and told him to go. Because he just had surgery, because my family is human, puts him in drives him in a cab, drives him to the frickin' ferry, where he not only does he not try to beg for Kim, my aunt, does not try to apologize, not try to like do anything.
He just accepts it because he knows what he did because he literally got into your family just to scam them.
Yeah,
that's the hard part, and I feel so bad for your aunt is because
it was
literally just. I hate to say this, but who knows if he even wanted to be with her aunt. He just did it because he was like, oh, I'm talking to this girl, and what if her family has money? I met this girl. Her family does have money. Oh, they have company, and that company's doing really good. What if I can weasel my way into that? A person across the street, has a really good company and is making X amount of money. I think I can get more money out of them. Yeah. Like, how fucked up is that? To think that way.
And he knew about her daughter. He knew about that.
That's
That's what I mean. I'm like, I'm gonna kill you, and I'm sorry that's so bad to say, but I fucking like you deserve it.
Yeah,
I'm not actually, but it's just insane. Like I said, there's every single thing he said was manipulative and a lie.
Yeah.
And everything he did to my aunt is absolutely terrible. I think his uncle might be out on it. Don't quote me on that, but I think so. Only because.
So, does he still have all this money?
The thing is the money. He's bought so many technology and everything. My dad's convinced that, he doesn't have any money. They went to the bank and the bank and the police basically said that there's no money under his name. He's broke from all their knowledge. I am a freaking detective and I look up all of his name on different social medias. And like I said, he's a tech guy.
Crazy. And what if that's not his actual name?
Yeah, that too. But I Googled him on everything. And like I said, he makes it so that everything he can block out. But when you Google something, you look up Justin Bowman. He's the first one. If you look up fraud Justin Bowman, he can block that. But if you look up a bunch of different things, eventually you find something. I did find stuff.
Oh.
Yeah. Which I'll try to insert stuff that I found, but it's so hard and I can't insert some things because there's police involved right now. But he also has a second Facebook. And in his second Facebook, he's following a couple people that are under his family. I looked them up. They all look like freaking scammers. But his parents, nothing to do with him. My grandfather made him give him his dad's number. My granddad calls his dad on speaker while he's there, driving him to the ferry. And his dad, he's been doing this since he was 13. He scammed his ex. He took his ex for over $100,000. And the same ex that he then claimed that she racked up all his stuff, which we already knew at this point was bullshit.
Yeah.
But he's been doing this non-stop and covering his tracks since he was 13. This man is 36. Do you know how many freaking women?
That's a lot of fucking years.
Yeah. So all he does is he eats a bunch of fucking shit.
So literally,
surgery.
Oh, I feel so bad for you because it's literally just.
Yeah.
If he's been doing it since he's 13, he's probably scammed so many fucking women.
Yeah. And that just makes you feel like, you didn't love him, you didn't even care about him.
I'm gonna go find a woman that wants that really wants somebody to love them.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm just gonna use you, and that is so messed up.
It is so messed up. And do you know what the worst part is? My granddad's sitting there, he's like, if that man, if he would just even ask and he told me that he needed money or he needed help, I would have helped him. I'm like, do not say that. Like, I know that Brandon is so sweet, but like, I understand that you want to help this man, but he's not worth it.
Worth it. I would have left him on the fucking streets.
I said that. I was like, do you know what I would have done? I would have fucking thrown his bag on the streets and thrown his naked ass on the street.
And
I was like, good luck.
Walk somewhere.
Good luck.
Good luck. Yeah.
My granddad brought him to the ferry terminal and paid for his ferry ticket. The thing is that I'm like, he still has access to all of Kim's accounts, all of my
That's
dad's
what I'm
work
saying.
accounts. My dad, everyone's changed all their passwords. He's a tech guy. He created the website for these stuff. He probably already has himself listed as like the security person to message when things change.
Literally.
So it's a big issue, but
It's
I
a
needed to
huge
say
issue.
it. And now this poor woman who doesn't have rent, doesn't have her company, doesn't have money for her mortgage, doesn't have anything. If you guys can find out who this woman is, I don't want to promote it, but please go help her somehow.
Yeah, please. I wish we.
Eventually I want to do like some sort of fundme or something because she
I
deserves
think
it.
that'd be nice if we did a GoFundMe for her. And
Yeah,
then
but
we
I
linked
don't want to
down
do
below.
it until we know what's getting settled with
Yeah.
the police and all. This just happened today, and there's so much more that could come out about this. Moral of the story is, even if if somebody's forcing themselves into your life super quick and has nothing on
And
social
like, if
media,
you have a little bit of like, that's weird, like, why isn't that adding up? Go with it. Just
Yeah.
go with it. It doesn't matter if that is not true, just because it's saving your ass in the long run.
yeah,
And it's better to save your ass than not, you know?
Oh,
I'd rather look like an asshole at the end of the day than get scammed out hundreds of
and
money.
unfortunately,
Like, you
this
know?
is happening all over. And he's from Toronto. I'm assuming he scammed his crap out of Toronto all the way here.
Yeah.
And this is the only time, like, I'm not somebody who wants to spread hate,
Yeah.
but he deserves for attention to be brought to
Mm-hmm.
his name. We're gonna insert his picture, probably at the very beginning. We'll insert it now. We're gonna freaking, like, he deserves this.
Yeah.
He blocked me instantly off everything, and I made a post. And luckily, I had screenshotted his Facebook and screenshotted
Oh, you
his
made a
stuff
post? Where?
on Facebook
Oh, I didn't see
and to public. I'm like, that deserves to be shared.
it. It does. 100% deserves to
And
be
I was
shared. He
like-
didn't even post anything on Facebook. I checked because you told me to
but
check.
he has all this privacy stuff on,
Oh,
so you wouldn't even
probably.
know anyways.
No, but
But and here's the thing, he has a pattern because when him and Kit first started dating, I looked into his Facebook. The first post was, I just got out of this serious relationship, I lost my job, I lost this, I'm going in for surgery, poor me, poor me, poor me. A couple months later, oh, I just got this amazing job, I'm now the executive of this, I'm making X amount of money. A couple months later, oh, another surgery, another this, another that. Like, you're an enabler, you're making yourself sick
yeah.
because you can mooch off other people.
Yeah.
After my granddad had called his father, one speaker, his father said the reason that we don't have a relationship with him is he scammed his mother out of thousands and thousands and thousands of
Oh my
dollars.
god.
His stepmother
Wow.
out of thousands and thousands of dollars. And it's always a repeat. I'm a web tech guy. I can do this. Look up his other Facebook. He's founder of blah blah company from 2020. I googled that company. What comes up with that company is scam artist. Scam
Wow.
artist. Scam artist is the only thing I could find on him. But we're coming for you, bitch. You deserve it. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Holy shit. That is not okay.
I didn't think you were gonna. I've literally held this in to tell her, but I did not think that you would expect that the girl from across. the
No, I
street.
didn't. I literally was like going into this thinking that I thought because of just like all the like stuff that you guys told me from the beginning and such of him, I thought he scammed your dad out of thousands and thousands of dollars and shut your dad's company down.
I wouldn't.
That's what I was so scared
So
of.
the thing that we're scared of right now,
Is that he's
he's
gonna
capable.
do it.
He's. I mean, we don't know, but when you look up the underwriting of the company, you can see his name. So
That's
now we have to evict, like, bye, bitch, out of the company name.
Don't trust people.
Don't trust people.
I was about to say, because like,
And I
don't
hate.
be a trusting person.
No.
Like, be a nice person, sure, but don't be a trusting person.
There's a
Keep
reason
your guard
why.
up.
There's a reason why you should. It takes time to trust someone.
Yeah.
And if somebody, there's love bombers, and that's what he did.
Yeah.
He love bombed. He's a Tinder swindler.
Literally, that's what I was
That's what
literally
it is.
thinking this whole time. I was like, Tinder swindler, because I was
That's
like,
literally what he is.
ah.
But the thing is I can date him back to 2020 when he started scamming, only because he made a mistake and put his company onto his bio of an old Facebook account. But guess what? He also was weird. He never wanted his picture taken with my family. Never wanted this, never wanted that. I understand that you're
That's what
not
let's
body
say.
confident,
Let's say,
But-
when you guys went on vacation, I was like, I never saw any photos. I was like, that's so weird.
but here's the thing is, bitch, if you're watching this, I have text messages, screenshots of things from when you live in Toronto. I have Facebook. I'm a detective. I swear to God. I will protect my family.
You guys really need to get your
Police are involved, and that's why I'm not going to put all of the details in there. But moral of the story is, my family got scammed out of over $20,000.
And that poor lady.
And a girl who literally rebuilt herself out of the worst tragic thing you could think of was scammed. And all this man did, I asked my family, I was like, he didn't cry. You were all ringing him out for 4 hours. He lost a girl that he had lived with, who had a dog with, who for like almost a year.
Yeah.
And he didn't cry. He didn't say. All he said was, "I fucked up."
Because he knew it was happening. That's what I'm saying. I think he knew that it was gonna happen because it happened before. It's happening again.
Yeah.
And he's like, how long is it gonna be until someone catches me?
Yeah.
It's a game. It's a game. He is playing a game.
Yeah.
And I think he enjoys it.
But isn't that
It's just,
for a regular person that is mentally fucking fucked up?
it's fucked up. It's not okay.
No.
Ugh.
Ugh. And you know,
Sorry, make me go,
it's like it's disgusting.
And it's gross.
Honestly, and this is a little bit like premature in the relationship when they first started dating, when they first moved in together after 3 months. They had my granddad, who is almost 70 years old,
Mm-hmm.
carrying all these boxes, who also has a broken shoulder, all these boxes down to his place. Okay,
Mhm.
if I knew, I would have helped, but at the time, they left all of the recycling, like these big brown boxes outside of the house, like stacked up.
Yeah.
And my granddad was away, I think, he was at the hospital, he was rushed to the emergency. When my granddad had been in the hospital, this man called, my dad calls him like, hey, you have still a bunch of recycling, like recycling day's coming up, you guys need to bring that recycling up, like all these boxes or whatever it was. And he's like, oh, I'm waiting for Art to help me, which is my granddad's name. I'm waiting for Art to help me carry it all up. He waited for my granddad, again, almost 7 years old, to carry all of these boxes up, all the way up the stairs, all the way up the side of the house, to the road, because he wouldn't do it.
That's so much.
Not even a thank you.
So, how is your aunt right now?
A mess. She just found out there's another card out, a Rogers credit card. And there's a Rogers
She
credit
called
card.
all her banks and maybe
Yeah.
to...
She's looking up all of her bank accounts. The police are involved. The police are basically saying, though, that because they're not common law, they've not even been together a year,
No.
but because in a way she knew that he had access, that they can't really do much. But I'm like, it's wrong.
It's so wrong.
It's so wrong.
It's so
It's like me saying, hey, Sky, can I borrow $20? But can I borrow your credit card? And me going to spend like $20,000.
Yeah, and
That's
then
wrong.
and then me finding out all your information and then pulling out more cards in your name and you don't even know about it.
No. And the thing is, so many things are done through e-signature. He forged her signature, but how do you prove it? How do you prove that? You know what I mean?
Yeah, like all you have is her word against his.
Yeah.
Right. So
But
it's-
her name on everything.
That yeah.
You could prove that he's done it to his ex and maybe that stuff. But that's what I need. That's why I wanted to post this. I want to bring awareness.
Yeah, because
This
that's
happens.
it. Yeah, it does happen. It happens a lot more than you think. Like people get scammed every single day.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so messed up.
It's so messed up. And I found this all out at work, and my whole family is like, obviously traumatized. My aunt especially.
Mhm.
My grandparents, my poor nanny. Like, you made my nanny cry. You made a girl across the street. You destroyed so many people's lives.
Yeah.
And I hope you're listening, because I'm going to tag you it the fuck in this video. I don't care. I'm going to find a way, and everyone tag at Justin Bowman. First person you'll find on Google, so it's not that hard. Because he deserves
To be locked in somewhere.
prison. He's been doing this since he was 13. He's 36 years old.
Yeah.
His own father stated that he's been doing it since he was 13.
Yeah. You guys need to get lawyers.
Yeah.
Like you need, you know.
There's going to be so
like
many
you
legal
need to
actions
do
right now.
something.
And unfortunately, because lawyers are expensive, that's why I don't think a lot of people go much further with him. And because he does it all under other people's names. But it's going to happen.
Lawyers are expensive, but I mean, like it's gonna be worth it in the long run if you can like
Yeah, pro
fix
bono.
it.
I don't care.
Because like then you can save other people pretty much, you know. Because like he's a tech guy, he can just hide everything if he needs
That's
to,
what I mean,
and
you're-
then he can just do it to other people.
Yeah. Like, if you're willing to do that to a girl who lost her child of cancer,
Mm-hmm.
who started herself and created a successful life for herself, he's willing to do it to anyone.
Oh, 1,000%. And I'm like, he doesn't have a heart.
No.
It seems to me, because like, how would you do that? Like, pretend to fall in love with somebody, pretend that, oh, I care so much about you, and then do all this shit.
That's what I mean.
Like, what?
But today, my poor aunt, who, would I say that she was in love with him? No. Would I say that she seeked companionship and they had been together? They created a friendship and they were like happy together?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, but for him, like for a snap of the fingers and that be erased,
Yeah.
but she left with X amount in debt.
Well, it's like
She's
she
heartbroken.
is trusting him.
Yeah.
You know, she put that trust in him,
It's so sad.
and that's just
like,
that's not it.
yeah.
Does she still have the dog? Is she keeping the dog?
She's keeping the dog.
Okay.
But now we're worried that the dog might not be in her name.
Oh, jeez.
Like, that's
Still,
just because he used her money, it doesn't mean everything's in her name anymore.
No, but
And she's
I
in a
know.
place, they moved in together to a place to rent. Yes, it's our family's basement, but the place is worth, like, say $2,000.
Mm-hmm.
A single income can't afford that.
no, that's what I'm saying. Like she used to live in a loft.
Like a loft, like with a one bedroom.
Like a loft, but one bedroom in her grandparents' place.
Yeah.
But then they moved downstairs under
To a
her
two-bedroom.
brother's place to a 2-bedroom, because they're like, oh, like we can afford it. There's 2 of us, might as well, like, you know.
Yeah.
But now it's like, where does she go from
Yeah.
here? Because now it's only one of her, and
Yeah, exactly. And how icky would you feel if everything that wasn't in your name, but things that he spent money on, that he spent money on, is like, where did that money come from?
exactly, or where is that money going?
Yeah.
Like, how would you feel if, like, also, you don't know exactly how many cards are out.
No.
You don't know where your money is going. You don't know what's going on in your name. You don't know if your dad's name right now is getting used for some other shit.
Oh, for sure.
That's
For
what I mean,
identity
like-
theft. I also know for a fact that he is, like, I don't know for a fact. I know under conspiracy
Mm.
that he is laundering money. He has, if you Google him on the internet, it
Yeah.
shows up that he has businesses.
Yeah.
And that he works for all these companies that you Google and they don't really show up.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's laundering the money through the companies because the bank teller, when all the police were involved, said that he was broke. He didn't have any money under his name. Well, how is it that you've stolen
So much money.
probably about $80,000
Yeah.
and there's nothing under your name? Yes, he bought so much technology. He's bought a laptop, he's bought a monitor, he's bought this, he's bought that. That doesn't equal up to $80,000.
Yeah.
So you're laundering money, and I think he's laundering it through a company under his account.
I wouldn't be surprised, because, like, he's a tech guy. He can figure that shit out.
And I don't think he's actually on medical. I think he's using laundered money.
Probably.
So if there's any police officers watching or any lawyers watching and you can prove that, reach out to us. DM me on Instagram. I can't say I'll trust you, but like...
No, but spreading the word would be a big help.
Yeah. I know this was kind of like an actual like crazy episode, but I needed to tell Sky, and the best way to tell her was on the podcast.
I mean, it's a good way. That's why I was like, don't tell me anything. We'll just do it on the podcast. Why did your dad in the beginning think that he could trust him to do his company? Like, you know what I mean? If there was like that little like
Little second guess.
little susness in the beginning.
Yeah.
I'm confused. I'm like, because your dad,
It's smart.
he's a
not-
smart guy. That's why I was like, you know.
I think at the very beginning, like I said, my dad is a bleeding heart guy.
Mhm.
A sucker for somebody who just seems like an underdog.
True, but your dad is
Like
also
this.
a smart guy.
And when you Google him, and like when Kim has talked about him, when he has talked about himself,
Mhm.
he's a well-established technical guy that's worked in these tech companies,
Yeah.
security, etc.
Yeah.
And he ran with proof. He's like, well, if you get on QuickBooks, if you get on this, I can do this. So at first, I think that it was like my aunt unfortunately never had a boyfriend that like was willing to kind of involve himself with
Yeah,
the family,
yeah.
and my dad just took it. He's like, you're trying. I'm gonna let you try.
And I guess, he was like, I'm gonna try to
Yeah.
But
But I think that unfortunately, when you sometimes have a bit of a bleeding heart and you're willing to help people,
yeah,
you also are vulnerable to getting hurt.
you are very much so. I just can't fathom that he didn't just do it to your family. He did it to somebody else.
Well, that was the worst part. I'm like, it's one thing to do it to somebody and seem a little stupid, I guess,
Yeah.
but another to manipulate a person who is nothing but kind.
I'm more confused on why it seems like he knew that it was coming,
Yeah.
right? He knew that, like, it's not gonna last forever, someone's gonna catch me and they're gonna send me out. Like, I feel like he just knew that. And it's, like, weird to me that he didn't, if he destroyed one company that wasn't even part of the family's,
Yeah.
why didn't he destroy your dad's?
Yeah.
You know? Or was he just waiting to?
I think he was waiting.
Like, that's why I'm like, ooh.
Who knows? I said that I think he could be keeping a percentage of each thing that comes in
Mm-hmm.
and might not even know about it.
Yeah.
Again, no proof. Can't say that's true.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it could be possible.
If he did it since he's 13, he doesn't, like, I don't think he feels anything from that anymore.
either.
He's
I
like,
think
oh,
that
I'm
he's
just
been-
accepting it because what's the point of
Yeah.
begging and this and that? It doesn't get me anywhere. That's what I think that he's thinking, and that's why he doesn't do it. Like, you know?
I think he's been caught so many times that he's probably had this reaction multiple times.
Exactly, yeah.
But my family, bleeding hearts, and love people and love, like, you know,
Mm-hmm.
they have a theory that on the trip after we reamed him out and said, like, what the fuck are you doing? We know that you're stealing money. That he started backtracking. Like we said, he took over the girl across the street's company before we left.
Okay.
He made that mistake before we left on the cruise, which was in April. It is June.
Yeah.
Okay? So we think that on the cruise he got a reality check and he's like, crap, like, this is my grandparents' point of view because he wants to believe in the good
Yeah.
and thinks that on the trip he realized I want to be a part of this family. I did screw up.
Yeah, probably.
And like, so he started paying my aunt back. Unfortunately, we think that he might have been using stolen money to pay her back.
Through the other company. Because
But we
he's
don't-
like, oh, I can't. Maybe that's why he didn't do it to your dad, because he was like, oh, I'm not going to do it now because, like,
Because I do care about this family.
maybe
and
I
wanna
do
be a
care
part
about
of
it and I want to be part
At
of
the end
it.
of the day,
Or they caught me too early or something. And he's like, okay, who else can I do it to? Oh, wait, I have this in my back pocket. I'm going to do that route.
Yeah. But like everything, things bounce, things don't work. And do I want to believe that that's true? Yes. Do I believe it's true? No.
No, I don't think this
He
guy's 100.
married somebody so quick before my aunt. And he made a million lies to why it didn't work out. He said that she cheated him out of money. And I kept saying to my family, I was like, it's weird because I've been with my boyfriend for 3 years and if I spend $300 on his card, I pay him back instantly because I feel guilty.
Yeah, exactly. 100%.
That's
That's not your
$300.
money. That's
No.
not, you know.
Yeah. And I'm saying 300.
Yeah.
That's actually in Belgium, it's probably 20. But he's using 20,000. That's a
Yeah.
huge amount.
Amount of money.
Yeah. Me and you are like basically siblings. Never have I ever been like, can you pay $1,000 for this, but I'm not gonna pay you back.
No. Like, yeah, like it's different if,
You're a 37-year-old versus a
well, even
36.
like just like something like if somebody knows that you're struggling with money and they're like,
Yeah,
oh,
you might
okay, I'll
help.
pay for this and this and that and there, and they know that you're struggling with money and it's such, but it's another thing to be, oh, I'm struggling so hard, and then, oh, well, actually, I'm actually scamming all these fucking people.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're helping me, but I'm scamming you at the same time.
That's
Like,
what I mean.
that's so fucked up.
But tag, literally do anything you possibly can to bring attention to this if you could. I want to honestly take multiple clips of this and put it on TikTok.
Yeah, we can.
But if you guys are interested in hearing an update, please comment because this is the day that it's all coming about. And
It was
I'm
my
sure
first time hearing about like half of it. Like I knew about the other half, but this is my first time hearing about like the actual like
juice,
he got kicked out, the scamming part.
butt naked.
And I'm like, yeah, like he's actually just using everybody instead of like being part of the family pretty much.
Yeah.
And that's just beyond me.
And
I'm confused on why the heck they were like, he was like, oh, we need to get a dog. Like, you know what I mean?
Like, do you know what I think it is? Is when you're really manipulative and you want to involve yourself in someone's finances, is that you need to like submit yourself in their life.
Yeah, and then
make
they
it
act
seem-
like you're there for permanency
Yeah.
and be like, oh, we should get a dog together. Oh, it's like our kid. Like, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that.
That's what I think it was. I think it was all calculated. It was all manipulative. I think that the weird thing too is if you care about somebody that much that you're willing to move in with them and get a dog, why aren't you fighting for them? Why aren't you contacting her? I understand
Yeah.
she kept your phone. You were able to block me on Facebook.
How'd you do that?
Yeah, how'd you block me?
Did you message him?
No.
Oh, I was about to say, did he?
I tagged him, he blocked me, but I was smart and I screenshotted his Facebook and I took a picture of his Facebook and put it on
Good.
Be more careful.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think we're good now.
it. Yeah, we're good. Okay, everyone's coming home, but please comment and
And go to his Facebook. We'll leave it right here.
yeah, literally, and fucking comment, follow him, do whatever you can to honestly bring attention to this, because he deserves it, and it's been years of it.
Yeah, and this poor lady, if there's anything that we can do to help her, we will put it down below.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's the end of this conversation, but we'll get back to you on updates.
Yeah, and look out for our next podcast. Please like and subscribe because we do not say it enough.
Yeah, we do not.
And follow us on TikTok. Okay.
Okay, bye-bye. Peace.